Beef heifer mastitis is an issue that we probably don't think a lot about on the beef side of the business. It's not talked about as much as the dairy business, but it is an issue, and it's something that I think producers need to focus on, especially when we talk about rebuilding herds and we're growing heifers. The effect that those horn flies are having an effect on those udders. They can be a long-term issue, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we think about the tissue damage that gets done, to heifers maybe before they even have a calf. We think of that damage down the road, decrease in milk production, blind quarters. It really significantly impacts your operation. Weaning weights on calves, if you've got those heifers that aren't making as much milk as they really could have been, it definitely is a big issue on the beef side too.
I would say the best way to notice or pay attention to if a heifer is dealing with mastitis, you can look right at the teats, and if they're getting those lesions and that scabbing, you know that there's been some attacks from those horn flies there causing that. Typically it's the front two.
Yep.
Because that's closest to the belly.
So, in our industry, we talk a lot about feed-through fly control. And our product for horn flies for pastured cattle is going to be Altosid IGR. It does a really fantastic job of controlling the horn flies on these cattle, significantly reducing incidences of mastitis, right? Like you said, we're talking preventative. So anything we can do ahead of time to prevent that mastitis from even happening is going to be successful.
So if we can lower that overall population by utilizing Altosid IGR in the manure, we're going to do a great job of reducing the number of flies that are on the stomachs and on those teats of those heifers and even mama cows. That's your first line of defense, obviously. This is an Altosid IGR. It's also the most effective way to stop flies in the pasture.
I think a lot of people have heard about our Altosid 90-day mineral trial, but would you tell us a little bit kind of more about how it works, some of the details of it, how a producer would go about getting signed up?
It's been a great program for the last 3 years. We've had about 200,000 cows through that program across the country. And we've seen great results, and the reason why is we're saying to a producer, listen, if you've never used Altosid on your cattle for fly control, let us pay for your Altosid for that 90 days. All we're asking for you to do is fill out a survey. And so we're finding that producers are returning and buying it the next year, 80% of those people. So that's a great return on investment. We're finding a lot of success with that program.